Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten. This reading is probably just going to be posted on my Patreon site, although I may put it on YouTube. Please, I apologize for the dog barking in the background. The cleaners are here, and she kind of goes crazy when they're here. But I've got to press through this reading. It's timely. Things are happening already, and I'm already a day late. Okay, so I don't even know if anyone's gonna take this reading seriously because it's kind of a day late, but since I've done the work, I'm gonna post it anyway. What I did was I just asked my Patreon subscribers if they had any questions about upcoming subjects, and I gave them the names of the subjects. Well, Jamie without a last name, one of my Patreon members, thank you so much for supporting the channel. She wanted to know, will the Deutsche Bank raid show laundering ties between Manafort and Trump, and how soon will we know? She also wanted to know, will Trump meet with Putin despite saying he canceled their private meeting at the G20, which is happening right now. I lay these cards on the 29th. Today is the 30th, Friday the 30th. It is 9 a.m. Pacific time at the time when I am filming this. It will probably be around 11 a.m. Pacific time when I post this, okay? But again, this reading was laid yesterday. She also wants to know, will Trump meet individually with Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi Arabian prince? And if so, will there be any significant result to that from that? So, okay, I'm going to do my best to answer these questions, but I'm going to try and do it with as least cards as I can and just get to the gist and get to the answer to the questions. Okay, so thank you, Jamie, for your suggestions and your assistance. So let's begin. So the first question. Will there be any ties between Manafort, Trump, and Russia through the Deutsche Bank raid? I did see a raid in a reading I did last week, but I didn't post it. It was just something I was looking at. So I don't know much about this Deutsche Bank raid. I try to watch and follow the news, guys, with so much to absorb, and I'm not a news junkie by nature. A lot of it just kind of just becomes noise. So forgive me. But let's get started with the judgment card. Judgment can mean a legal demand for the truth, a decision, or an indictment. This has often been my indictment card. So I don't know if this bank has been indicted, or if it's going to be indicted, or if it can be indicted, but there's some sort of major legal pressure on this bank, a major judgment or decision, a call or announcement to review records from the past, and one has to admit or remit what is needed, the truth, in order to receive a second chance, in order to be approved of, in order to be absolved, right? So there's that raid. I don't know if that came as a result of an indictment. I don't know. I'm also feeling like this card talks about release. So, like I said, something has to be submitted, an admittance of truth. This could be a report or documents given or released, okay? Because this is a card of release. So maybe an indictment is coming, is about to be released. Maybe there's going to be a report released soon. The judgment is next to the karma card. The wheel. The wheel is a card of destiny, fate, and karma. And the judgment can very much be karma as well. So when I look at the two together, I feel like, karma is coming to collect on somebody's ass right now for their past actions, for their past sins. Okay? And there's going to be legal consequences. I clarified the judgment card with the reconciliation reversed. Take note of the red and the blue in my readings. In these political readings, the red is often Russia or China. and the blue could stand for America. It could also be Republican, Democrat, Confederate, Yankee. You know, that type of energy. It's also a friendship. It looks like a union. It looks like a collaboration, contact, a connection. It's a good one. The things are upright and solid between the two. Reversed, you could just reverse all those meanings. There's some sort of underhanded connection here. There could be a disagreement somehow involved in this venture to receive the truth, because instead of the truth, there's an understanding to lie, to produce falsehoods. Or a lie or a falsehood is produced. I can't say for sure. All I can say is there are underhanded connections. And the question was, will there be any connections between Trump, Manafort, and Russia in money laundering schemes? And this is underhanded. So I would say the answer to that is yes. As a result, someone will get indicted in the future about that. Also, to clarify this wheel, we have the Widow card reversed. Sorry. I'm looking at the cards and not at my camera screen. Sorry. We have the Widow card reversed. When she's reversed, she talks about the final conclusion to a matter that has dragged out for some time. And the wheel has often been, you've been through a lot. You've been through some bumpy shit. And some cycle is coming to an end. This could be the end of the year as a time frame, because she wanted to know a time frame. This could be Christmas time, the end of the year, December 2018. It could be after the new year, because this can also be a holiday. Right after the holiday. Okay? That might be a time frame. When maybe a report is released or an indictment comes. And it could be in regards to some underhanded connection, which Deutsche Bank will be a party to making that connection. I feel like this final conclusion that has dragged on for some time is going to be brought to an end, but that end will not be a favorable one. Usually the wheel turns, so it could be turning for the positive, or it could be turning for the negative, depending on the situation. Well, the situation here ain't good, because she said so. It's not going to be in one's favor, whomever these underhanded connections are. I can't rule out that. I feel it'll be a while before personally, my common sense tells me that the Mueller report won't come out for a while, but it could. There is message of a report coming out. It could be an indictment. It could be a report as soon as December or right after the new year. And then, I guess I'm hedging my bets. This could be a yearly cycle. It may take another year. All right, so those are the time frames. Time frame is hard to master in tarot. I haven't mastered it, but at least we got an indication of time. So there's the answer to that question. I hope. Oh well, actually, there's a little bit more. I asked for Sibilla, Lavera Sibilla, to sum up the reading, to clarify, hopefully, that I got it right, and to maybe give us any more information. So I got the Dileranti, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Dileranti. I call them the lunatics. This card is a bit of a confusing card, I think, in clarification of these cards. But to the best of my ability, this is how I will interpret it. I feel that it is saying that individuals have chosen the wrong kind of friends. There's underhanded connections and friendships and associations and agreements to do things that are illegal. These are friends who get you into trouble, legal trouble. There's legal changes ahead, legal force, enforcement. Karma's coming for your ass. Okay? And this is someone who hangs out with thugs and hooligans. And how often have we heard people refer to Putin as a thug? The guy in the red. So, yes, I feel there will be a connection made between Putin, Manafort, and Trump, or any kind of money laundering ties, okay? This will be recovered through past records being retrieved, and due to shifts and changes that will result from a report that is released on the horizon, in possibly within 3 time frames: December, the end of the year, or right after the holidays, okay? After the new year, or within a year. There could be a report released. When this report is released and all the connections are made, Trump and his groupies are going to be out of control. It's going to set off some kind of chaos, possibly civil disagreements, riots, protests on both sides. So there is a second message there. Now, on to the next question. Again, I apologize, guys. These next 2 questions refer to G20, which is happening right now as we speak. So you may want to call me a fraud if anything I say here comes out right. And if anything that I say here comes out wrong, that's fine, because I'm not watching the news right now. I can't walk and chew gum. Okay, I admit it. When I do my readings, I can't be listening to anything else. So I don't know. This is a real up close thing, and we'll just see how close I get or what I miss. It's a good learning experience for those of you out there who follow me to learn tarot. Guys, I'm learning as I go, so we're learning together, okay? So the next question that Jamie had for me is, will Trump meet with Putin at the G20 despite saying that it is canceled? All right. I got 3 of Wands. By the way, I'm using the 12 chairs and I'm using the modern spellcasters today. I used 2 decks, and I just got one card from each deck to give me my my key cards, right? And then I clarified them with my Sibillas. So 3 of Wands, 3 of Wands and the Page of Wands, clarified by faithfulness, affection, reverse, and clarified by the surprise, upright. So first off, I feel like there is friendship and loyalty. Okay, this is disloyalty, but this is loyalty. Now, you guys know in my readings that there can be layers, and sometimes outside of the question that is asked, I'll get other people coming in, other characters coming in to the reading. And the same energy will apply to them, but although it may manifest in different ways. So this is about Trump and Putin. But I'm also seeing Michael Cohen in this. All right. So let's talk about friendship and loyalty. There's a great expectancy of a call or a visit. Someone expects to get a message or a call. And Trump has been waiting to meet with Putin. He's been expectant. He's been looking forward to it with the Three of Wands. So there's a surprise call about this meeting. The ships that one expected to come in don't come in. Here, there's disloyalty. This is winning. This is losing. If they're kind of the same card in energy, I could say the same thing. A loss in that way. All right, let's talk about it. Faithfulness, affection can mean someone doesn't keep their promise. They're not able to keep their promise. So Trump is not able to keep his promise to meet with Putin. And this will come as a surprise to Putin. But it can't be helped. On Trump's end, there is a great disappointment and a failure to keep a promise. This is due to skeletons that have come out of his closet. Look, there's a coffin here. Skeletons. Jeez. He definitely wanted to network and to meet with Putin. Normally, he would have objected to this obstruction or delay to his plans, but he knows that he is caught. So instead, he will be forced to report or to communicate a lack of approval. A lack of approval. This is getting approval. Good dog, good dog. This is a lack of approval. And Trump is going to be forced to communicate a lack of approval about Putin's seizure of the Ukrainian ships. I know you can't see any ships here, Three of Wands, often. I don't want to stop and look for a card. Oh, let me do it. Hold on. For those of you who are learning, I like to use different decks because they give me different nuances, tales to tell about the card, but there are basic meanings that I always ascribe to, and sometimes that reference to that meaning, I don't see it in my new decks, and I like to just call that out. That's all. So I'm just looking for the Three of Wands real quick. Sorry, I'm off camera. Just looking for a Three of Wands reference. So you see the Three of Wands has ships in it. Ships for me is always symbolism for foreign connections, overseas travel. Could be stuff that's done online, trade, and expectancy. The launching of plans or projects. So, let me just pick these cards up again. So that's why I make the connection of that Trump has to display some sort of communication of lack of approval about Putin confiscating the Ukrainian ships. So at the same time, I still feel that there is going to be a call or a communication between them. These are my key cards, and this is a strong card of communication. It's awaited news, awaited messages. Awaiting an invitation. Awaiting a response. So, Now, why do I say that I think that they're going to be meeting? I do think that they're going, not meeting, but I think they're going to at least be, you know, in some way they're going to be communicating because of the Page of Wands here. But I feel like that will be secret. Now, why do I say it will be secret? I don't really see secretive cards here. I don't see, well, there is something that's hidden here. But these aren't really in their spread. These are separate spreads. So I don't really see secretive cards here, except for the surprise. Because if I look at the meaning of surprise, it can mean a hidden event, a hidden call. And I just really get a strong feeling that they do talk. They do share. They do converse. There's some kind of communication, and it may be hidden at this communication, within this communication. Putin himself may expand or send some kind of plan or make some kind of call or request to put a plan into progress. I don't know what that would be about. I also see them communicating with one another about the investigation, because as my final clarifier, I have the priest. Priest always stands for the law enforcement, lawyer, legal issues. All right, so back to these cards. Try your best, guys, to tune out the dog. I'm trying to tune her out. She's a good dog. So I think that they're going to be discussing the investigation and also prosecution. This is a prosecuting lawyer. So they could be discussing Mueller, a prosecution lawyer. Again, issues about Ukraine ships. And I also feel like they're going to be discussing a former lawyer. I feel like this is a former lawyer. A former loyal lawyer who's now ruthless and who's being persistent and who's basically working for the other side now. So I feel like they're discussing Cohen. So let's look at this priest card. What he or she, actually, it can be, it's ambiguous, this energy. It could be a male or a female. Mainly, it's the king of spades in this deck, so it's supposed to be masculine, but sometimes it can be feminine. Sometimes this can be my Speaker of the House card. But anyway, she's reversed. He's reversed. Can also be a Reiki healer. This could be a black magic practitioner. Someone who's doing things in a very underhanded way to manipulate a situation. And of course, it could be the same as an upright lawyer, but working for the other side. All right. With this priest here reversed, I feel like we're talking about impending legal battles. That's what we're talking about. That's what they're talking about. Lawsuits, serious legal problems. And also, they're going to be talking about compensation and damages or reparations to be made to a victimized party. That could be Ukraine. It's as a shared energy, all the parties mentioned: Trump, Putin, the investigation, Cohen, Ukraine. They feel like the system is working against them and it is unjust and unfair. They feel like the other is causing worldly disorder and anarchy in their world and in the world around them. A lawyer, this could be a whole nother situation that presents itself a lawyer involved shows himself to be a lawyer or a leader, actually. A lawyer or a leader shows himself to be corrupt and ruthless and very persistent in their efforts to create distraction, to create chaos, to cause suffering and great wrong to others. So that's what they're discussing. Energy-wise, I can't get any more specific than that. I wish I, knew more about world politics, and I wish I was a little bit more psychic. But there's some kind of plan that is set in motion. Okay? Some kind of plan is set in motion, on its way, en route. I clarified what that might be, and I got the thought card. And all that this is telling me is that someone is having second thoughts about this plan, doubting if it will work. So that's the best I can give you about any Putin, Trump, insider information about their communication. I do feel they will be communicating, but I feel it will be hidden. It will be surprising news. But a hidden event. All right, and next we have over here, the third question, will Trump meet individually with MBS? If so, what will that result in? Okay, so what will that result in? I mean, that's really vague. For me, I got to have like real specific questions, guys. That's why sometimes I reach out and ask you for some, because even though I know the events that are happening, I'm not sure what are the right questions to ask. I mean, what do we really want to know? Or do we just want to know about the situation or the event? I mean, the cards will just replay it, what we already know, just to entertain us. But if we really want to get to the heart of some questions, we have to ask specific questions. And the more specific it is, the better. I think my more accurate readings are when I have the dynamic between different individuals and the interplay that happens between them. So if you can frame your questions in the future for me like that, I think we can get really good answers, or we can pry some real specific answers out of the cards. So that's just my note to my Patreon members, in the future. All right, so we can really get into this, but I need your help framing questions sometimes. Anyway, back to the reading. This is the third part of the reading. Will Trump and MBS in any way connect? And what will be the result of that? So I got the Ten of Wands, and I got the Five of Cups reversed. Now, do I want to show you the Ten of Wands symbolism here? Maybe. See, this is why I don't shuffle on camera. I don't got time for that, and I know I don't want to watch that. I don't want to wait for that. This isn't my best Ten of Wands. But you're carrying a burden. It provides some sort of, it can provide some kind of shield or protection or cover. You could be hiding behind something with the Ten of Wands. This depicts that a little bit better than this one here, although this has energy that Spirit wants me to convey to you. So first off, what I get looking at these two cards, the Ten of Wands here is clarified with the dark-haired man. So this could be the Saudi prince. It could also be Jared or Jared Kushner It can represent a son, a friend, a lover, a good guy you can trust, right? It also someone who's of affluence and nobility, all right? And then I clarified the, basically, guys, this card for me, especially in this deck, means murder. It means murder. Somebody's dead. There's a major loss. And regrets over this loss. Here, there's no regrets. And this is clarified by the pleasant pastime, the party card. Okay. So I got my real trance music on today, guys, so I may be extra trancy in my conveying this reading to you. I hope that's okay. Ten of Wands. I feel like someone is towing the line, undertaking a difficult, hard task or road or challenge. This person is bearing a burden all by themselves. They've taken on a huge responsibility for something, and that's putting them under a lot of pressure and stress. This person has a lot to account for, to be responsible for. Sometimes this can mean someone is carrying guilt, major guilt. But at the same time, there's an energy of blaming others for your problems, of blaming others for your burden. Okay? So like I said, let's just keep it focused on MBS and Trump. Let's say this is the Saudi prince. So this is him. This card clarifies him. And he is showing himself to be the good guy, an honest, forthright, noble king, good son. But next to the Ten of Wands, he carries the burden of guilt. Okay? Someone is providing him some kind of cover, but you can see right through the cover. And I feel like MBS could be feeling some kind of pressure to make a situation right. He could be feeling pressured by others to make a situation right, to make amends for the loss of Khashoggi. This can also, when this card is reversed, for me, okay, in the past, due to association in other political readings, has come to mean, when it's in this deck, murder, massacre, suicide, or even homicide. Like I said, murder. A faked suicide. And a poisoning. All right. A poisoning by pills, a poisoning by some sort of substance. I clarified the whole reading with Dattore. Dattore is a man who is going to make the situation better. Okay? And this is shared energy between all the members that I have already mentioned. This could be a fixer, a lawyer, a healer, someone who has some sort of control or dominance over the situation, has some kind of leverage over the client. This can be leverage over the son, leverage over the lover. Okay, so you guys can see the connection here. With the connection between MBS and Trump, there is some sort of leverage that MBS has over Trump's son. I feel like they are helping each other, past and present, out of a sticky situation. Dattore means someone helps you out of a sticky situation, right? You have to help yourself somewhat as well, but they can provide you with the cover. And in this case, you can see right through the cover, okay? You can see right through it. I feel like this dark-haired man that is clarifying the Ten of Wands is telling me that Trump at the G20 is pretty much there. Like I said, it's kind of like a hiding in plain sight. I mean, he's right there. He's definitely at fault. He's definitely the guilty one, but he's placing blame on others, and he's got Trump helping him place that blame. I feel like at the G20 they will exchange pleasantries, niceties. I don't know if there's some sort of celebration or dinner. I feel like they may discuss the topic of somebody's health. This is the doctor card. A discussion that may happen between them. It may be privately, guys. It may not be for us to know. You know, outside of this reading. There's a discussion about someone's health. That's on topic. There's discussion between them about Khashoggi, the murder that is past. He couldn't care less about. He doesn't take any responsibility for. Is actually placing the blame on others. And there will be either an exile or a murder that will take place as a result of that execution or exile. Which should be the fate of MBS, but I don't believe it will be. I think they're discussing people's fates. And I think that they're discussing the health of the father, which could be Trump, but the father could also be the father of the son. So they're discussing what the father is going through, any aid or help that any cover that could be provided. There's also the discussion of MBS's father's health. Somebody's health is in a crisis. Whoever it is, their health is in a crisis. It could be their mortality. It could be their work, their job. Their duty is coming to some kind of an abrupt end, So I think they're going to be discussing the health of MBS's father, who is in a crisis. I feel like death may be near. There will be celebration over this death or encouragement encouragement to get over something, to get over a death. Maybe that's just an encouragement between one another to, we'll get over this, we'll get past this. I'll provide you cover. Maybe that's what it is. But you gotta stick to, you gotta stick to what I say. You gotta do what I say. There's that energy here. If you don't take your medicine at the time you're supposed to take it, you get in some shape or form. He can only take the horse to the water. He can't make the horse drink. So there's some sort of energy here like that, guys, between them. Someone has dominion over the other. At the same time, this is something that's, it's they change hands often, that dominion. But you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play. Now, there's another nuance here of suicide, but it's a murder-suicide. It's a suicide, it's a murder made to look like, it's a death made to look like an accident. Let me put it like that. Accidental death, overdose. Someone could die because someone is poisoning them. Okay? Through their food, through their substance, something they're drinking, some pills that they're taking. There'll be celebration over this death. Wow. I think MBS is planning that for his daddy. Allegedly. And I feel like there's toasting and cheering for future connections. So I think that these guys are tight. Okay? I think they're tight. MBS and Trump are tight. Now, to finish this reading, sorry it's taken so long. It's I didn't think it was going to take this long. I was really going to try to just rush through it. But this music is kind of making me go trancy. So the last part is just something I added. I wanted to know, how is Trump going to conduct himself at this G20, which is happening right now. So again, I'm not watching it, so I could be completely wrong. We'll find out if I'm off base or if I'm right real soon. I feel like Trump is going to be acting like the King of Swords, and others around him will be acting like the King of Pentacles. At the same time, these energies will be shared and will interact with one another, okay? This is him at the G20. I think these are other leaders, right? Trump is the King of Swords. King of Swords is very detached. He's not emotionally attached to anybody. He's kind of aloof or to himself, distant even. So he's going to be acting distant to the other leaders. Emotionally unavailable. He may be declaring some his facts or his truth or his innocence and his sincerity, because next to him is this sincere friend. This may also be a woman who is supporting him, helping him, speaking on his behalf. Could be Sarah, could be Sanders, could be someone else. Trump is going to be purporting his truth, his innocence. I think he's going to be listening to his legal counsel at this meeting. I think he's going to be, I feel like they're speaking in his ear, and I feel like he's going along with that. He's communicating what they want him to say. Now, at the same time, I feel like Trump is, even though he's purporting to be this upright, self-righteous type of fellow, especially in regards to the investigation, he's really the King of Pentacles reversed. This is someone who's double dealing and greedy in their actions, salacious, ambitious, and ruthless. A dirty character, a nasty man. So there may be some kind of nasty behavior he will express. It could be a sharp tongue, in spite of good counsel. Now, at the same time, he could be with a friend, sincere friend, someone he's sincerely a friend to, who is this double-dealing character. This could be MBS. You see the beard, the king who wears the beard. So that could be him with MBS. He may conduct himself as friendly towards him or belief in him during this G20. And like I said, there is a woman by his side who is speaking on his behalf, providing support to a problematic situation or advice. I feel like other leaders, if this is representing other leaders, are not seeing eye to eye with Trump. The two kings are, one is upright, one is reversed. They're not on the same pages. They're not on the same page. Trump is separate from the other kings. They may be shunning him or turning their back on him. He acts like he couldn't be bothered. Important revelation is telling me, as a clarifier for the King of Pentacles, that their eyes are open to Trump. Other leaders are going to be, they see him as double dealing. They see him as a dirty character, a nasty choice or a decision. And they're going to be making choices and decisions without him. They think he's lousy at his job. The King of Pentacles is lousy at his job. He can't provide any kind of security. They don't see him as any sort of friend that can protect them. And they will not trust Trump with their secrets or with their national security. I feel there's a turning back of our friendships and alliances. They're turning their back on us because of Trump. With La Amica reversed, to clarify this reading, when she's upright, this card's energy is someone who's warmly welcoming you into her home. She's even pulling out the best chair for you to sit, make you comfortable. But when it's reversed, it's a cold welcome, and you're very uncomfortable. It's a shared energy. So Trump doesn't feel welcome, and they don't welcome him, and altogether they all feel uncomfortable next to one another on the same stage, on the same platform. And they don't feel secure around Trump. They don't feel safe, cared for, or protected by him. I don't even think they're really talking to him, because they don't even want to talk in any way. They don't want to reveal any secrets or anything that involves national security around him in his presence. They're careful of what they say in his hearing. And I feel like they share this energy too. They will only do deals with him if it will benefit them in the end financially. So there's no real care or support anymore, like I said, between our alliances. The friendships are fake. They're superficial. They're underhanded. And they're for financial benefits only. So that's the reading, guys. I hope that it answered some questions. You guys let me know how you feel about the reading. I think I will post it on YouTube. And the next question, I'm going to do some more questions. I flagged some of my Patreon subscribers' questions to do, but right now they're not coming to my mind what they are exactly. But I definitely want to take a look at the whole Manafort-Cohen situation that is blowing up right now. All right, and what that might mean to Trump and what that might mean to his children. That's kind of just a question I just came up with just now. So look for that around Monday or maybe sooner. Okay, guys, and join me on Patreon. Become a subscriber. Please support my channel. Please spread the word about my videos. Please always look back at my videos a month or two later. They play out over time. And when it plays out, you just kind of know it. So it's interesting to watch everything just happening in real time. So again, I appreciate everybody who is supporting me and all your comments and positive feedback. So blessings to you all. Thank you.